Tonight on CTV, multiple CSU students are becoming victims of a phone scam costing them thousands of dollars. Plus, see an inside look at the topics directly related to diversity initiative at today's meeting. And Drive Electric Northern Colorado stopped by CSU to give rides to students who are interested in energy efficient cars. All this tonight on CTV. Good evening, everyone. I'm Carson Bush-Jost.
And I'm Carrie O'Connor. Thanks for joining us tonight on CTV.
The Collegian Central has confirmed a Fort Collins police officer was arrested and charged with stalking, first-degree criminal trespass, and official misconduct. He's been terminated from the police department. Officer Jarrett Branson's behavior has been a week-long investigation. Reports say a female citizen has reported multiple misconducts to police. The female alleged that Branson used police resources to discover her work in some locations and contacted her multiple times. The district attorney accepted the charges on Branson, and he was arrested and taken to the Larimer County Detention Center.
Thousands of dollars have been stolen from students because of an apparent phone scam. So far, mostly international students have been victims, but the CSU IT team is warning all students to be aware. They say people are calling students and pretending to be government officials, such as a police officer. They're threatening students with arrest or deportation and asking them to pay over the phone in order to get out of the situation. The IT team says to hang up if you get this sort of phone call and call CSU PD right away. And a sexually violent predator has moved into a residence in Fort Collins, authorities announced Monday. 44-year-old Cliff Raymond Lemcool has moved into an apartment near the intersections of Prospect Road and Overland Trail. In 2002, Lemcool pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a child that he knew. He was sentenced to probation, which was later revoked. He was then resentenced to the Colorado Department of Corrections. Lemcool was released multiple times, but kept violating his parole before being put back into prison. Eventually, he was relocated to a Larimer County Corrections facility. After ongoing investigations, police have determined that he's a high-risk reoffender. The court ruled him to be a sexually violent predator. In Fort Collins, there are approximately 290 registered sex offenders. 5 of them have been classified as sexually violent predators, police said. Unless court restrictions exist, offenders are constitutionally free to live where they choose.
A weekend stabbing in a Loveland bar and restaurant has left 2 hospitalized and 1 in serious condition. Loveland police were called to the Boot Grill shortly after 11 p.m. on a report of a stabbing in the men's bathroom. A witness to the fight told police that a man later identified as 37-year-old Grant Tupper got in a verbal and then physical disagreement with a stranger who was using a urinal. As the fight escalated, the witness reportedly saw Tupper pull out a knife and stab Cole Hickert twice in the stomach. Bouncers broke up the fight and the 2 men were transported to the Medical Center of the Rockies. At the hospital, Tupper admitted he had consumed several beers and shots. He was arrested Saturday morning on suspicion of felony first-degree assault. Yesterday, he appeared in court where his bond was set at $7,500. His next court date is scheduled Friday. Today was the first day of the Diversity Symposium in the Laurie Student Center. The free 3-day event includes various sessions from a multitude of speakers and professionals on diversity. Sessions include community action on poverty, perspectives of disability and diversity on campus, and a keynote address from Dr. Freeman Rabowski, as well as many other presentations. Raya Vigil, a coordinator of the event, explains why students should check it out.
Diversity sessions that different campus partners, students, faculty, and staff all present at. And so I really think it's a great opportunity for professional development for faculty and staff, but also what a great opportunity for students to be able to come and to hear leading faculty present on the research regarding diversity and inclusion.
Events run at the LSC almost constantly throughout the day until Thursday.
New Belgium's Tour de Fête has traveled all over the country, but the Fort Collins and Denver bike parades have raised an amazing amount of money for nonprofit companies. Over $200,000 has been raised between the 2 cities. The money benefits local bike companies such as the Fort Collins Bike Co-op and Bike Denver. Upwards of 40,000 people attended the event this year in Fort Collins and in Denver combined. It was the 15th anniversary of the Tour de Fête, and you can find out more information on New Belgium's website, newbelgiumbrewing.com. Plus, a major project is in the works for replacing the bridge that carries Mulberry Street over the Poudre River in Fort Collins. The Colorado Department of Transportation began work on the replacement project this week that is expected to include a year-long detour for eastbound traffic. The detour, which will take eastbound traffic on Mulberry to Riverside Avenue, is expected to start in September and will continue on through November 2015. The new bridge will be wider and will include bike lanes and sidewalks for pedestrians.
A Colorado climate change seminar was held yesterday, presented by Professor Dennis Ojima. Ojima is a well-known ecosystem and natural resource scientist and professor at Colorado State. He discussed climate and the effects it presented both nationally and in the state of Colorado. When I asked Dr. Ojima about climate change, he said there's not a doubt it's occurring.
Increased fire frequency, intensification of precipitation. We're seeing these heat waves that are exceeding sort of the natural cycle that we've been exposed to in the last 50 years. So what we're seeing in the last 10, 20 years is really outside the normal window or envelope of our experience. So climate change is really expressing itself across the state.
Speaking of weather changes, I really hope we get some more sunshine before that fall weather comes through.
I totally agree. And meteorologist Austin Harley is in the Weather Center right now. Austin?
Carson and Carrie, yeah, we will be seeing that warm conditions continue over the next few days. Outside right now, still pretty nice too. Look at our camera from 9 News showing a pretty nice evening out there. Plenty of people out and about tonight. Can you believe this? Look at that. 72 degrees right now outside. Clear skies this evening. Temperatures will fall fairly quickly, as when we have clear skies like this, the heat can just evaporate off the ground really quick. So we'll be back down into the low 60s in the next hour or so. So very quick cool down tonight, but still fairly pleasant right now at 8 o'clock. Looking towards later in the evening though, maybe you have some plans around 10 o'clock or so. Again, like I said, dropping down into the mid to low 60s by 10 o'clock. Clear skies throughout the entire evening though, so it's going to be pretty nice if you plan on getting out on this beautiful Tuesday evening. 59 by midnight, and then we'll be continuing to see lows like that all across the state. Really warm for this time of year though. 52 for a low tonight in Fort Collins is not all that cold, or not all that too cold for this time of year. These are actually pretty warm from what we are used to. Coming up after the break, I'll have more on those warm conditions that will be making a return tomorrow and later in the week.
Thanks, Austin. After the break, we have the latest in Rams sports and their victory against UC Davis.
Plus, we have the rest of our weather report. We'll be right back.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back from the break. Nice conditions continuing this evening. Look at outside on our 9 News cam, still pretty nice out this evening. We'll continue to see conditions like this throughout the nighttime with clear skies, and tomorrow, going to be a similar story. Let's go ahead and take a look at that day planner for tomorrow. 8 a.m., 59 degrees, so a little cool, but look how quickly we're going to warm up again tomorrow. You can basically take today, transplant that onto tomorrow. That's what we're going to be seeing. More sun and more hot temperatures. We're about 10 or more degrees above normal today and tomorrow. 86 degrees by 4 p.m. That'll be our high. Better chance tomorrow maybe for a stray thunderstorm around 3 o'clock. We're not talking about anything significant though. Something very weak, just a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, nothing too crazy at all. 86 again, the high tomorrow in Fort Collins, 88 in Denver. Looking out over the eastern plains, 80s and 90s. Look at that, and 91 tomorrow in Lamar. That is late. We are in mid to late September right now. 91 is a little too warm for this time of year. Even 70s across the mountains, almost to 80 in Alamosa tomorrow. 90 in Grand Junction as well. Those conditions will be continuing into the next 7 days, Wednesday and Thursday, as well as Friday, staying into the 80s. That's all fairly above normal for this time of year. Actually, what's interesting though is once we get past Wednesday and Thursday and those high temperatures start to decrease, we're getting moisture from Hurricane Odile moving into our area on Friday and Saturday. If you didn't know, Hurricane Odile hit Cabo San Lucas just the day before yesterday, and now that moisture will move up from the Gulf, or not from the Gulf, sorry, from the Pacific Ocean over Arizona and brush Colorado on Friday and Saturday, bringing showers and thunderstorms to the region, also cooling us down. Looking ahead towards next week though, again, those 70s maintaining. We'll be back more towards more normal temperatures for this time of year. 80s looking to be a little out of the question, maybe for a long time again. And For a while there, Carrie and Carson, it looked like I had said about a month ago that we had seen our last 90 of the year. I was worried we might see that again on Thursday. Only 87. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Austin. And now our sports anchor, Brett Kennedy, is in the Sports Center.
Hey Brett, what's the latest in Ram sports?
There's a lot going on this week, guys. Hey guys, I'm Brett Kennedy filling in for Taylor tonight. The Colorado State women's volleyball team has made headlines this week after they jumped 6 spots in the AVCA coaches poll to number 8 following their win against number 9 BYU on Friday. The match went to 4 sets where Kelsey Snyder had 13 kills. Thanks to her performance, Snyder has been named the Mountain West Conference Player of the Week. During the 4-0 streak against DU, BYU, New Mexico State, and UTEP, the senior middle blocker averaged 3.38 kills per set on .383 hitting. This weekend, the Rams will travel to the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona to compete in the Residence Inn Invitational, where they will play number 18 Arizona State, Pepperdine, and North Carolina Central. The volleyball team wasn't the only team cranking out W's this weekend. The Rams football team had quite the showing as well in the 49-21 win against UC Davis. CSU passed for a school record of 452 yards, and the Rams also had 676 yards of total offense, which is the second most in program history. Quarterback Garrett Grayson's 4 touchdown passes put the spotlight on his receivers, but CSU's run game came alive in the second half where the Rams rushed for 135 of its 224 yards. The Rams have a bye week this week before facing Boston College on September 27th. Back to you guys.
That is awesome. I'm so glad that we won the game.
Yeah, good weekend, good weather, good win.
Yeah, it was fantastic. But we did just get some breaking sports news. Looks like the NFL Players Association is trying to appeal Ray Rice's indefinite suspension. So
Kind of shocked there.
it's crazy. We'll have to see what happens there. But after the break, we will take a look at CSU students that are riding in electric cars.
Stay tuned.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Electric cars are becoming more popular, and CSU students had the chance to test drive some on Monday. Drive Electric Northern Colorado was on the plaza and giving rides to students interested in learning more about battery-powered cars. The booth was busy all day, and 3 different energy-efficient vehicles were giving rides nonstop. Drive Electric says that these cars have multiple benefits, and it's important for students to see why they're very different from gas-powered cars.
In a couple years, all the students on the CSU campus are going to be looking at purchasing their next vehicle, and when they are able to consider the cost benefit of driving electric vehicles on top of the maintenance savings, combining these different factors, students can learn about the total cost of ownership piece and how much money they can save.
And New Belgium Brewing has unveiled its lineup for the cooler weather, and it's featuring some festive flavors. Pumpkick is back after its debut in 2013 with its spiced flavor in a bright orange color for the season. Pumpkick is a spiced ale brewed with pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a kick of cranberries. This unique pumpkin beer is available through October. Hop the Pond is a double IPA brew that has a hint of malty sweetness and a potent mixture of tropical fruits. If you are of legal drinking age and want to find out more about these fall brews or where they can be purchased, please visit www.newbelgiumbrewing.com.
Loveland's Bourbon Brewing was one of 16 craft breweries selected for a TravelChannel.com feature. Along with Avery Brewing Company of Boulder, Bourbon represented Colorado's craft in the Travel Channel's eclectic show that features America's best craft breweries.
Well, that is all of the news we have for you tonight, but we promise that it doesn't stop here.
For more of your campus updates, you can visit thecollegian.com, check us out on Facebook at Collegian Central, or on Twitter at Collegian C.
Absolutely. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time.